going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is week 2 for Q&A time, and in the meantime, what I'm going to be doing while we're doing Q&A is I'm going to be changing the gas cap on Eric's BMW here. He has a Lightech one on here. It's pretty difficult to open and close this thing constantly. He has a TWM Special Components one that I'm going to be putting on in the meantime. So while Chris is going to be asking me some questions, you're going to be hearing him. He's going to be the left of the camera. I'm going to be changing this gas cap for you guys. So let's do it. Start asking them questions now.
Yeah, right. So part 2 of this, huh? So,
speak up.
I'm right next to the mic. If they
but you
can't
still
hear
gotta
me,
speak up. You mumble. Mumbler.
Alright. Super Rockin' Robert. Well, you kind of already answered this with one of your latest videos. Any news on the AIM display and any updates to firmware coming?
I just posted a video on that on Monday, which would be the previous video to this, so go and check that out.
Jacob Wallace. Looking at past videos, looks like you never followed up on Boosted H2 Killer. Whatever happened to it?
Well, if you actually watched my videos, you would know that I followed up on that in last week's Q&A.
Looks like you got a little bit of a, not a call out, but a request. Genetic King, would you come to South Carolina to race my H2 and HP4?
I don't mind traveling, but I mean, traveling to race an H2 and naturally aspirated bike, I mean, yeah, you said HP4 too. I'm more about getting a big meet together with a bunch of different states, not just us two guys going to travel some random place. No offense, but I'd rather arrange a meet.
Buddha Palm, spelling here, but would you recommend me racing a Fixer 1000 with head cam port work, and he's got a Gen 5 ZX10R. I'm assuming he means Gixxer.
Yeah, I would assume that means Gixxer, and that's just a typo. I recommend you race it because racing is fun. My best answer is possible right there.
Anything with a motor. If I mailed my ECU to you, how would you know that it's not running too lean or rich without doing data logging? If you say all bikes are slightly different, wouldn't it need to be double checked?
That's where fine tuning comes in person. They're never way off, but they're off enough to warrant some corrections in person. And that's just the nature of mail flashing ECUs.
We have Art R. Do you, will you, can you work on and tune nakeds? He's looking at like the MT-09, the MT-10. Not on a limited budget, but he's wondering if there's anything you can do.
I can tune any bike, really. I shouldn't say any bike, that's a lie. But I can tune those bikes. You just gotta bring me the bike. That's the biggest thing.
418 Lightning. What do you need to flash an ECU? Programs, connectors, sensors, dyno for max effort builds, and where would you get these parts?
I use Woolwich, and I use the Street as my dyno.
Joe Bafulco. Do you think you can beat Brock GSXR 1000?
Yes.
Dario DePaulo is asking for you to do a real-time kit cam install. He wants to see the motor drop and everything. That's
probably going to be more effort than it's worth, to be completely honest with you.
Gixxer L7508, how do I mail my ECU to you?
Take the ECU out, package it up, and send it to me. I think that about covers that.
Alright, Justin Green, he's asking if he should spend $12,000 on a 2016 brand new, no miles ZX10R.
Absolutely not. I mean, it's brand new. Here's the thing, $1,000 more, and you can find these deals, will get you a brand new 2019 ZX10 base model. I would go on the hunt. The $12,000 is probably a good price from a dealership standpoint. Knowing what you can get a 2019 for if you look around, I would definitely keep searching. If you can find a really, really good deal on a 16 to 18 ZX10 with low miles on it for like 8 to 9 grand, that's a steal that I would get over a 2019 bike. But if you're gonna spend anywhere near the cost of a new 2019, buy a 2019. Dan
Burnell, what mods would you recommend for a 2006 ZX10R, and is it worth getting the engine rebuilt?
I recommend doing everything you see me do in all of my builds, as well as motor work, because they need motor work. They just don't make enough power.
Daniel Gonzalez, do you build motors? Why don't you fully build a bilge motor with race parts, cam head, gasket, pistons, etc.?
Well, I'm putting an intake cam in the bitch Ninja as well, mostly to see what just dropping in an intake cam does for the bike. But for the most part, I try to avoid doing motor work in-house simply because of tooling and space. Not to mention too, you really don't make a whole lot more money building motors, however you assume a lot more responsibility. I can only do so much. I can't hold everybody's hands, so the more I do, the more I can get blamed for, even when it's not my fault. That does happen from time to time with shops and people, so. For the most part though, if I know you, I will entertain doing motor work for you. But if you're just a distant person looking to drop that bike when I have motor work done, I would rather outsource motor work.
Grant Joseph, you ever thought about setting up an older bike? Example, he uses like a 2005 Gixxer or a ZX10, just to see how fast you can make an old bike compared to a newer bike.
Of course, but you have to understand too, I don't do all of this out of my own pocket. I need to have someone drop a bike off to me, and then I can do it. So if you know anybody who wants to drop off a bike for me to work on it, and it's an older bike, let's do it.
MX question 572. The Bitch Ninja had a max effort NA built motor. How much power would it make? And he's asking if it would be possible to hang with someone like Boosted H2, or would you need a power adder, nitrous turbo?
Well, if we're gonna talk Boosted H2, you need a power adder. No, there's no question. However, based off the numbers that Boosted H2 is putting out in the real world, I would say I would need, on the Bitch Ninja, would probably be a good 2 mil bore, maybe even add some stroke to it. Obviously your typical head cam work. I'd say probably a 50 shot. I think that would clear him, and I think that would get the win. Now that's assuming everything works accordingly. The motor makes probably 2 1/4 at the tire, naturally aspirated, and then you can make another 50 horsepower, and it's an actual consistent 50 horsepower with the nitrous. Then yes, I would have that bike cleared. But you guys know how nitrous is and all of the nonsense that can happen with it, so that's a lot of bench racing going on there.
Bacchus Thompson, have you done a weight comparison with the Rotobox wheels over stock wheels?
I haven't done a video on the weight of the Rotobox wheels comparison, but on a 16 ZX10 spec wheel, it was 8.3 pounds lighter for the RBX2 wheels. That's combined weight between front and rear. 5 of the pounds came from the rear, 5.3 pounds came from the rear, 3 pounds came from the front. All right, so Eric's bike is done. The gas cap is installed. This one comes on and off much easier. Done. Anyway, Chris, get back to it now with asking me some questions.
Yeah, so
I'm not wrenching anymore. I can really focus.
Right. We have Mark Ramator. I already know the answer to this question, but it'll be good to have you say. Great video, bro. He has a Gen 2 Busa, Woolwich Racing flashing box, Log Box Pro. Both are installed on his bike. He's thinking about buying a draggy and trying to road tune with it. He wants you to explain to him how that is done.
The easiest way to explain how it's done is drop it off and let me tune it.
Keep up. Ask 650E to give you his H2 to work on. He's loaded and I feel like you're the best mechanic for that.
I've discussed that with him in the past. He doesn't seem very interested in doing it. He admits that he should do it, but that's about where it ends every time, so I don't know. If you guys want to reach out to him and, you know, maybe do something like that, then I'd be down. I'm always down for that stuff.
Alright, we have a non-MS dog. Do you have any type of experience or qualifications to work on bikes? I would never let an uninsured and unqualified person touch the bike. The speeds we are going is no joke.
I'm not going to touch that one with a 10-foot pole. Carry on.
Empower Life. I have a question. It's a 2014 S1000RR, red and white black one. Pretty much destroyed 15 and 16 S1000RRs in Utah. He's neck and neck with the 17 and 18s. Same thing done. Is there something different from the 14s that makes them so much faster than the other ones?
Yeah, they're actually slower. We're getting technical. The 15 and plus newer S1000s are faster bikes. There's other variables going on there, rider, etc. So, but the 15 plus BMWs like this are faster than the 10 to 14s, period.
LSP ZX10R. I have the Graves 3 1/4 with the stock header on a Gen 5 ZX10. What power gains could I expect from adding the header?
Typically with the header, you're gonna pick up a lot of mid-range power, mostly from like say 6,000 RPM to 10,000 or so RPM, and there's a little bit after that, but not a whole lot. The peak number, if you were say doing this with a dyno, won't go up very much. The mid-range is going to skyrocket, however.
Bobby Blue Ace. I've been following your development of the ZX10R. Great work. Could you answer a question about the intake flapper mod? Does that mod require any ECU programming to prevent throwing a code or any other unpleasant side effects?
It does. There's a, well, you can do that. The half mod, and you can just remove the flapper and leave the motor, and that won't throw a code. However, if you do want the code disabled, the ECU needs to be flashed. You do have that ability to shut that code off in the ECU.
Next one is Vault Power. The sunglasses make you seem untrustworthy. Not sure why, but they do.
That's very strange. I don't know why sunglasses make me seem untrustworthy. Next question, please.
Alright, Otis Jones. Do you and your buddies ever take your bikes to the drag strip? Y'all do a lot of street runs, which is fine, but it'd be nice to see some dig racing and some times and trap speeds to get a feel of how fast these bikes really are.
We don't really do any track racing. Us particularly, the closest track is 3 hours away, and it's ran like a total shit show, so it makes it just not a fun environment to be racing in, to be honest with you. If I lived closer to a more friendly drag strip, then yes, absolutely, I'd be all about it. But for the most part, honestly, it's far more chore than it is fun to actually do, so we don't bother doing it really up here. At least us personally.
Punch K-hole. What do you think of the GSXR 750, as in how well do you think a tuned 750 would perform against 1000s? And he says, try not to spill any more coffee.
Well-tuned 750 has really no business hanging with a 1000 if the 1000 is set up correctly. You can beat 1000s all day long on a well set up 750, but it's not because the 750 is in any way superior or in the same league as the 1000. The 1000 is just essentially running like shit.
Next question is Partha Sarathi. It's pretty much asking, is it worth spending the extra money on an Acura titanium versus the stainless, other than saving 3.2 pounds and the awesome blue color glow?
That's literally the only difference, is the 3 pounds and the blue. If you're not into max effort weight reduction, save your pennies and get the stainless system. But this bike in particular, he had a stainless system on it. We just bought the exact same system in titanium. Now he's selling the stainless one just to drop 3 pounds. So think about that. A lot of people try and save money up front, then they regret it down the road because they're doing things they didn't intend on doing, like say max effort racing. So
we have Damien Dix. He's really excited for Eric's build part 2. And he's asking if Eric is feeling generous to send his old stainless Acura header to his poor broke ass in Cape Town, South Africa.
I'm going to go ahead and say he's not feeling that generous to give you the header. However, what I'm sure he will consider doing is selling you the entire stainless exhaust system that just was taken off the bike.
Really fast, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Looks like he sent you his 2017 ZX-10R ECU to be flashed. Says it's hitting really hard down low end. He's assuming it's a throttle map. It says he put it on a free quick dyno pull and it made 189 horsepower. I did want to make a mention about GP shift. He bought the Vortex rear sets, and he said he didn't have to do anything, just the parts come with it. Keeps transmission linkage in the same spot along with quick shifter, so it's definitely the easiest way to accomplish it over the Bonamici.
Yeah, the Vortex rear set is a rear set that if you aren't going to switch, you don't have to reverse. I'm pointing to it like it's this bike, but it's not. But if it's a ZX-10, the Bonamici rear sets, they come with a new bracket, so you flip it, so you essentially reverse the push-pull of the sensor, so you have to reverse the signal of it too in the ECU. Vortex are definitely more of a bolted on and go and have GP shift rear set. Also, you're welcome.
All right, looks like that covers all the questions.
All right, cool. Well, all right, guys, that's gonna go ahead and end this video. Just another Q&A for you guys. I'm gonna try and get some more racing videos out there for you shortly. I know it's been this past week has been a little lazier when it comes to videos in terms of the racing stuff. So I'll try and get that stuff out for you guys, and hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video.